Currently holds the IFBA featherweight title. Not on the line tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Layla McCarter.
Those fights as official, because Japan doesn't say they are. So 7-2 with 5 KOs is, I guess, what happened in those fights.
Ring the bell,
they're
start
not
the
listed
fight.
officially in the fight match, which we tend to go by because we know of the veracity of that information. Mikukaka, still though, certainly not quite having faced the competition that McCarter had. We'll see if that plays a big role here.
Nice chopping right there by McCarter, who affectionately calls herself the other Layla because Layla Ali lives here in town, and that's where McCarter lives and trains now. Very relaxed inside the ring. You mentioned that she's been against some of the best in the women's game now.
Yeah, she really has, beating Tracy Bird for the IFBA title, and that was a big win, and lost to Sandra Yard, but she beat Sandra Yard before that, and Melissa Salamone, who's a very, very good fighter.
She hooks off the jab. Nice move by Layla. Lands a right hand.
Good counter right by Layla McCarter. Miki is obviously coming in here, her first chance in Las Vegas to be seen, and could be some nerves as well for her.
She's doing a nice job of utilizing the ring here at the Aladdin, using the left jab and the combos. She's not turning over her shots, so she's not going to get a lot of power here early unless she starts to turn those shots over, but certainly is landing the more accurate and effective punches.
Layla McCarter.
Right.
Yeah. And she's counter-punching very, very well as Miki moves in. So that'll do it for round number 1 of this 4-round women's matchup, and Layla McCarter getting the job done here in the first round. We move into round number 2 of this women's matchup between Layla McCarter on the left of your screen and Miki Mikukaka from Nagano, Japan. It's a lightweight match, and round 1 around decidedly in McCarter's favor.
Mikukaka doing a better job this round of utilizing her own left jab. Landed one to the body and a couple to the head of McCarter.
Mikukaka is a 27-year-old, and Layla McCarter is 23. McCarter is part of the new breed, if you will. Nice left hook by Mikukaka. She started to show that punch a little in the first round, Smitty, and now she seems to be going to it. I was going to say McCarter, kind of the new breed of women boxer, got an early enough start, and even though, you know, in men's boxing, a 10-6-3 record might not seem great, in women's boxing, because everybody kind of fights each other, that doesn't eliminate you as a champion, which she is, and eliminate you as somebody that can make your way in this sport.
And you pointed out, you know, she took on Sandra Yard in only her second fight. She's been in there against Melissa Salamone, Tracy Bird, Alicia Ashley, Sandra Yard, all top-ranking women fighters, so she's really been in there against good opposition. Miki, on the other hand, all of her fights have been in Japan where they're not sanctioned. She told me, though, Miki did that her favorite fighter, this kind of surprised me, was Ricardo Lopez. So
interesting.
A guy who doesn't even get a lot of credit here in the States, popular in Japan. Maybe because he's a little guy.
Yeah, very possible, and certainly he is one of the best pound for pound, and arguably at a certain point in his career was the best pound for pound, but maybe didn't get the credit for that.
Mikukaka doing a better job now, going up to the body to the head.
So a closer round, but McCarter ends it with a flourish. We'll see if that's enough for her to win it.
Action in the second round. You see a nice combination by McCarter off the ropes, back to the body, pushes her opponent off, comes back with a hook and then a right hand. Nice flurry by Layla McCarter.
We move into round number 3 of this 4-round women's matchup between Layla McCarter, left of your screen, and Miki Mikukaka from Nagano, Japan. McCarter living and training here in Las Vegas. And in between rounds, they wanted her to start quicker in the second round. She had a good flurry toward the end of the round, but didn't do as much early in the round as they would like. By and large, I think if you talk to most boxing trainers, Luis Tapia is in Layla McCarter's corner. They will all tell you they love working with women boxers. They listen, do everything, or try and do everything you tell them.
And they're a great example of that, where Layla was trapped on the rope, threw a combination, and then slid off the rope, something that a lot of the guys don't do much of. And that's, you know, slipping a punch and then sliding off of those ropes out of harm's way. Good move by Layla.
Good counter by McCarter. Mikukaka, you can see, has skills. She's obviously a very tough competitor in there. And I really think looks like somebody that needs seasoning. She needs to be in more fights like this, work on some defense. But you can tell that she understands the basics of the sport and has the grittiness to compete.
Yeah, we've certainly seen a lot of women in the past, especially in years gone by, who looked a lot sloppier.
Absolutely.
Miki looks, at least her technique looks good. Layla also now had 12 amateur fights, which is a lot for a woman.
And now more women are getting amateur fights, but yeah, in general, they haven't had the luxury of that. About a half-minute left to go in another round in which Layla McCarter did exactly what Luis Tapia told her to do, start faster. Boy, is she counter-punching well off the ropes against Mikukaka. This is a very nice matchup.
I love the movement, too, by Layla, the way she, again, the slipping shots and, like, pokes that right hand in there. Again, not a lot of power behind her shots, but enough to win these rounds.
And big left hook by Mikukaka punctuates what has not been a great third round for her.
Listen, jab, get in with the jab, work and fight. I want to throw some combinations.
See her against the ropes, Layla. Nice combination to the body, to the head. Slides off and then lands that left jab.
Nice move. We head into round 4. Al Bernstein along with James Smith here at the Aladdin Hotel and Casino. We're delighted to join us this evening, and we're watching a very entertaining and well-fought women's match between Layla McCarter, and she has Layla on her trunks, making it pretty obvious who she is, and Miki Mikukaka from Nagano, Japan. Mikukaka listed in some places as 7-2 with 3 KOs. McCarter 10-6-3 with 3 KOs. We say that because some of Mikukaka's matches weren't necessarily sanctioned in Japan, the one she had in Japan. Fight Facts doesn't list them as official, but she's had experience to be sure. But tonight she's run into a woman in Layla McCarter who has more experience, and that is showing.
Just more experience, more ring savvy. But Mikukaka, one thing I will say, she told me she got into boxing and she loved it and loved to get into shape. You can see she's in outstanding condition.
Obviously a good athlete. How is it for McCarter, Smitty, to come down from fighting 10 and 12 round or 10-round fights and now have to be in a 4-round fight?
If anything, it should just make it a lot easier for her, you know, although she's been 10 rounds so many times, but it should just make her be able to go all out every round, although really, she's just doing enough to win each one of these rounds. I have her pitching a shutout.
Come on, baby, come on.
Yeah, round 2, the only round that was closer for Mikukaka. Well, you know, when McCarter backs herself up against those ropes, she's able to counterpunch very effectively. About a half-minute left to go here in the fight, and Layla McCarter showing you why she has been fighting and hanging in there with and often beating the best women in her weight division in women's boxing.
You know, she has as good a head movement and slips punches Layla does as any fighter I've seen as far as the head movement and the way she slips shots.
Good action here right toward the end of this 4-round women's matchup. Mikukaka, to her credit, has continued to bring the fight to Layla McCarter, but Layla has fought with precision and good ability, and we would imagine that that would pay off for her in terms of a decision win. Certainly a fine performance by that young lady, the 23-year-old McCarter, now living and training here in Las Vegas.
It's a good sign, only 23 years of age and improving every time out.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Aladdin, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges scored it the same way. Jerry Roth, Carl Castellano, and Bill Graham have it 40-36, all for the winner by unanimous decision, the amazing Layla McCarter.
So Layla McCarter, in a very, very nice demonstration of counterpunching and boxing and some power mixed in, gets her 11th win as a pro, and you can see why she is an IFBA champion and why she's going to have some fine matches as she goes on. Only a 23-year-old with a bright future.
Look forward to seeing her again.